repeat this? I don't think so. You guys have seen this a few times now. You should be all up to date. So we're going to look at the effects of changes in demand supply on the equilibrium price and quantities. So recapping from last lesson, here you go. There's two ways prices can go up, or the market equilibrium prices could go up. One is that demand shifts to the right, or supply shifts to the left. Either way, what happens is prices will go up. But in this case, if demand is causing a shift to the right, prices will go up, equilibrium quantity will be higher. But if prices go up as a result of a restriction in supply, you'll realize the quantity is down, but the prices are higher. Now, how do prices go down? There's two options. Either demand shifts to the left, so going from D1 to D2, as shown here, causing prices to fall and the equilibrium quantity to fall. Or you got supply increasing, causing demand to expand and supply to shift to the right, causing equilibrium prices to drop and equilibrium quantity to expand. Alright, so going back to factors of demand, we've got levels of disposable income or discretionary income, availability of substitutes, changes to complementary products, changes in taste and preferences, changes in interest rates, changes in population size, changes in consumer confidence slash sentiment, changes in business confidence slash sentiment, changes made by the government. So I'm going to try and pluck as many contemporary examples as I can in the last 2 years that pretty much covers this content. So first off, we've got a fall in disposable and discretionary income. As you can see here, we've got an image of a long line of people sitting here at Centrelink waiting to receive the job seeker payment. And also, a lot of people without money. So this fall in disposable and discretionary income, what will that cause to aggregate demand? Will it shift left or right? Well, most likely it's going to shift to the left. We're going to see prices decrease and the quantity consumption decrease. But, this might happen over a long period of time. But maybe we could finally see if quantity has decreased. I got a bunch of articles here that I've linked, and we're going to go quickly through them. I suggest you read these in your own time to get the full gist of the situation. So first off, people urged to go home as lines form around Centrelink offices due to coronavirus. So if you want to have an idea of how many people are currently unemployed or going to experience unemployment in the next few months, they reckon it's about at least 1.7 million people. 1.7 million people. If we look at the ABS stats, maybe I should close Facebook. Statistics. Where's the unemployment rate? So yeah, looking at what we currently have in February of 700,000 people unemployed. By March, this number can grow quite intensely. I mean, the next issue is not due till April 16. It's only April 8 at the moment. So in about 8 days time, we'll find out what our figures are for March. It's not looking good. I mean, COVID-19 started taking its real impacts about late February, early March. So it'll be interesting to see how March played out as a result of the early stages of COVID-19. So yeah, they reckon the unemployment rate could be closer to 15% from its current 5.1%. So there could be a lot of people not having a lot of money to spend. And this article here points out that the real challenge of this period of unemployment or below average employment for those part-time casual workers who may have reduced hours and therefore wages. So how are they going to spend that money? He said most will cut back on the discretionary spending on unnecessary luxuries like holidays and cars, and that now was the time to invest in your personal development by learning new skills as job market worsens. So this fall in disposable and discretionary income will most likely have this impact on the economy for most goods and services, where you'll see demand drop to the left. Well, when I say most things, I should take that back. I should take that statement back. It should be most discretionary things you can live without. Stuff like holidays, expensive dinners, clothing, all this sort of stuff. All these luxury items that you don't really need in order to get by will probably see a significant drop because people just purely don't have the money available to them to buy these sort of things and maintain their lifestyles. So you're going to have to start cutting back where you can in order to just stay alive and keep a roof over your head. So yeah, you might see that prices will fall and the quantity demanded will be reduced. It'll be interesting to see what sort of sales are going on at the moment. So the first item I decided to look at was like mobile phones. It's interesting to see stuff like the the Samsung Galaxy S20. This phone just came out. There's already a $150 discount on the product. The Samsung Galaxy S10e, which just came out last year, is already on clearance. Like it's $897. Like normally it's 1,128. So what the hell's going on here? Interesting. So yeah, you probably see a lot of sales happening at the moment, or a lot of discounts on discretionary items coming up, because people purely don't have the money to buy this sort of stuff, and businesses are getting stockpiled with it and they don't know what to do with it. So they're reducing their production at the same time trying to get rid of the excess stock they have in their system. Okay, next we look at the availability of substitutes. So during the bushfire season last December, January, we had a situation where water was quite scarce, and there's no real substitute for water. You either have it or you're absolutely effed. In this case, servo stations were charging for a 24 pack of Mount Franklin water. Looks like about 500 ml bottles. $48 for a pack of 24. While at Coles and Woolies at the moment, while this is a Woolies price, you can get them for about $9.20 for a pack of 20. I know it's not a pack of 24, but you can see a significant difference in price right here. $9.20 versus $48. So because of the lack of substitutes and quite a surge in demand, they were able to bump the prices and gouge people for bottled water. So yeah, based on this article, you can clearly see that demand for bottled water has significantly jumped because people don't have access to their basic needs, so they're going to have to source it from somewhere else. Demand for bottled water shifted to the right, causing prices to go up and the quantity consumed hopefully to go up also. Changes in preferences and tastes. Well, this one is probably going to be the big topic for today. There's so many examples of this because of COVID-19. All this panic buying, all this self-isolation. You're just seeing large surges of products being left emptied in store shelves because there's a high demand for these products. Coles and Woolies put limits on their long life stuff and their frozen meals or frozen foods because there's just so many people rocking up in there buying food because they're in fear that there won't be any food available, or there will be a shortage of food when the time comes. This guy from Woolworths, the CEO, I forgot his name at the moment, but he said that at the moment it's not a supply issue, it's more of a demand issue. Normally they're serving about 24.5 million people with food and products in the supermarkets. Right now the demand is like 50 million people live in the country. And I reckon that's just a rough idea, a very conservative approach, because I know people who are buying 3, 4, 5 times the amount they normally would. You're hearing news reports of people spending $5,000 on groceries in the week just to be stockpiled for the next 6 months. It's ridiculous. You've seen it with toilet paper. People hoarding it. People buying it in the droves. There just seems to be no toilet paper. At the moment, maybe toilet paper is a lot better, but yeah, last week or the week before, it was near impossible to find. What else is there? Gym equipment. Because now people are in self-isolation. The government has put bans on people going to, in groups of, actually in any groups, they just say stay at home with your household, that people are turning to buying gym equipment to keep themselves sane at home and healthy and fit. This has saw prices skyrocket on the used market for gym equipment. We're seeing prices. I remember looking at this barbell set. That was $120. Now it's about $400 for that same set. All because of this COVID-19 panic. It's absolutely ridiculous how high the prices are going. Used gym equipment is actually more expensive now than brand new ones. But the problem is you're going to have to wait for a while, and no one is willing to wait that long because, we all have a very short, narrow sight on life. Hand sanitizer, another one. Massive shortages around the country. Can't find it. Everyone seems to be buying it in the droves if they ever see it. Uh, and yeah, those are all different things that are occurring at the moment. Also, stuff like laptops are hard to find. I went into my local office works, local JB Hi-Fi, local Harvey Norman. Couldn't find a laptop that I required just to do some work. It's ridiculous. Things are getting hard to find. So obviously, in this case, demand is shifting to the right, and prices we should see prices go up and the equivalent quantity being consumed increase. Now, I haven't seen really prices rise that much besides gym equipment and toilet paper on the used market, but brand new stuff from like Coles and Woolies, they're still charging you the price they would normally charge you. Um, on another side note, they don't really have specials anymore. They've gotten rid of the whole idea of specials because of the lack of supply. Well, not lack of supply, because of the increased demand for products. So that could be a way of saying that prices have gone up, because now we don't have discounts on a lot of products like we used to every week. What else? Demand for freezers and fridges also skyrocketed. So you would have seen a shift in demand for freezer and fridges. People are willing to pay whatever price for these freezers rather than trying to shop for the best price possible, because they're that desperate just to get something into their homes. So yeah, interesting times. Very interesting times.